knows he covered up crimes. He's going to be destroyed, discredited, his agency turning against him because the crimes have gone so far. What do? They bring up a side issue, a bunch of emails. There's probably some meat and potatoes there. But it becomes a whole distraction from Wikileaks that already connects the president and Hillary to lying to Congress, the public, you name it, calling black people dumb. I mean, the stuff this week that's come out is head-spinning crazy. I can't believe how bad these folks are. Even if you're bad, why do you write emails like you're a villain? I mean, it's crazy. Larry Nichols is with us in this short segment, and one other former Clinton insider helped basically run the governor's mansion there in Arkansas until they became so criminal he wouldn't go along with it. So you were talking to this high-level person. They were saying the triggering's here. Black lives didn't matter. That whole thing didn't get the war going. Didn't cause the whole collapse. Didn't cause the Civil War. What's coming next? We lose him? All right.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Larry, please continue.
Well, the plan is that when they steal this election, quasi-steal it out in the open, they want to make sure, Alex, that all of us know they just outright stole it. And when they win by stealing it, they expect an uprising from all of us that claim foul. And that's going to be the triggering mechanism to totally shut down our form of government. They're going to claim that it's impossible to lead America in the present condition it's in with the division that's here. So therefore, they're going to have to enact forceful rules. You know the rest. Alex, they're planning. Now, this ain't coming from me. This is coming from people in high positions that are scared. They've been looking for the triggering mechanism. Now it's here. But the first thing we have to do is we have to stay focused. I'm sorry, I can't breathe very well. You have to stay focused. Watch for Wikileaks. That's where the real egg is that you want to find. And watch, do not drop the ball on voter fraud. You can stop voter fraud by exposing it. You can stop voter fraud. There was a lady, Alex, that called me. She and her husband were going to the doctor. The doctor's office was under remodeling, so she went to a strip center where their temporary office was. They went in the wrong office. There were all these desks, a big room full of desks and all these young people. They said, what's going on anyway? They found out that's the wrong place. They went next door. Her husband went outside, and there were a couple of young men smoking cigarettes that were in that office. He's asked them. He said, good Lord, what have they got going on in there? The two guys told him, we're going through the obituaries and casting votes. You know how? Didn't even care that they knew.
Well, that's just like the Project Veritas, where the national director and his adjunct just go, we're going to steal everything, and we don't care if the journalists know.
That's right. In Pennsylvania, you've already got reports there. In Philadelphia, of precincts that have already had 120%, 140% of the registered voters in those precincts have already voted absentee.
Impossible.
Already. So this is what's happening. And folks, Alex, please tell folks, man, I'm sitting here hard to breathe, can't breathe. I'm not here sensationalizing anything. I'm not here to do anything. I'm passing on what I know. That's all I can do.
Well, my friend, we've got one more segment with you, and I want to talk about this when we come back. It's just a 60-second break. I want to recap the martial law scenario, but it's incredible. Your source, basically through another one of my high-level sources, said the exact same thing a while back. And I have these other sources that are saying the same thing that are mid-level. And I have some other high-level, but not as high-level as yours. And the thing is, they're getting the military ready, everybody. The good news is, like you said, the FBI is rebelling. The special forces are rebelling. The generals are rebelling. Because what they're being told is so nakedly criminal. And you and so many others, the listeners, have exposed the criminality of the Clinton machine. But even mainstream news calls them a crime family. Even the Chicago Tribune says she should step down. So she's about to try to execute a coup naked. That's right. 8 days till the election, 9 days until we begin to discover what's going to happen. Larry Nichols, who's behind the Clinton Chronicles. I've been interviewing him for over 20 years. He's the guy that said they will not indict her. Comey works for her. You will watch. The whole media said, oh, no, he's great. He will, or he'll call for the indictment. He was right. And I have called all my different high-level sources. I've called 7 or 8 people. And some of them didn't know a lot on Friday. They just knew the word was Hillary was already going to get indicted over the new stuff that came out on WikiLeaks that proved she'd lied. So they said, what, wiener? And then they basically started saying exactly what Nichols is saying, that that's a diversion from what's already come out. And then Hillary can sit there and grandstand and say, I want that released, I want that released, because she knows that's not the smoking gun. But, man, when you look at the Wall Street Journal, it's up on Infowars.com, DrudgeReport.com, you name it, they're talking about 650,000 different emails that are in this data dump. So even if they release that, how do you go through all of that? Meanwhile, Democrats should ask Clinton to step aside. That's from the editorial board of the Chicago Tribune. Now, we've already seen all these big papers attack Trump for no reason. But when you start seeing the Chicago Tribune come out against her, Loretta Lynch pleading the fifth to Congress in all these different investigations, that's the Attorney General. Roger Stone's coming up in the next segment. He says the globalists are deserting Hillary from his intel, even in fake polls, where they're sampling 9, 12, 15% more Democrats. Hillary is now 2 to 5 points in these Gallup polls, ABC polls, you name it, behind. But you just heard Larry Nichols, and it's all over mainstream news, ABC, CBS, NBC. To local news' credit, they're actually reporting on it. Dead people voting, illegals voting. Bloomberg came out and said, oh, cities are letting illegals vote. It's a good thing on Friday, but Trump's crazy, illegals aren't voting. I'm like, what is a story like that? Larry, why would Bloomberg have a story on Friday saying illegals are voting, but Trump's still wrong about it? I mean, and you know, it's not a big deal to have illegals vote. They actually said that. Let's let them vote. What is that where they admit something but then say we're wrong? It's weird psychological warfare. I mean, I know you were a Green Beret and, you know, a bunch of secretive operations. That's why you got assigned to the Clintons, and their whole CIA operation is fake governors. But what is this next level stuff?
You know, Alex, it's all just a part of confusing and trying to get those people that are out there that might be sitting somewhere on the fence, that are daily bounced from one side to the other.
That's right. It's nonsense on purpose. That's what all the big brains told me. It's not meant to make sense. It's meant to go, what the hell?
Exactly. It's supposed to make, it's a balking effect. It's just like when the pitcher balks in a game. That's what it's for. And Alex, let me say this to everybody that might doubt what you and I are saying. Now, Alex didn't do this. I did. But folks, I named names. You know, I named Comey. I named Lynch. They could sue me criminally for the things I just said about them if I can't prove it in a court of law. So let's get serious about this. You know, Alex, I've told you for what we've talked about it for almost a year now. When I have said this is the last election we're going to have.
I agree. They've never acted so criminal. They've never pulled out stops. They've never geared up for martial law the way they are.
No. I mean, everyone in this audience and everybody should be able to see everywhere, but they don't. You should see they're going to extremes never before even dreamt of. But they're going to them now. And part of it's because of what you just said.
And this is war. Hillary doesn't care if it comes out she's a criminal. No. She wants to become a dictator in a climate so dangerous, the elite have to make her dictator to keep them in place.
And remember, she can do anything she wants. In her mind, her and Bill, she can do anything she wants. Because why? Number one, she knows she'll not be prosecuted by Lynch or Comey. She knows she'll not be exposed by the media. She knows that. They know that. They've got free reign.
So is there any point, you talk about curveballs that decent people in the government are ready to throw. You said this last week. It's now happening. I mean, how do we fight back against this?
Just exactly what I said last week. You go and you protect your vote. When you go into a voting machine, if it's touchscreen, do not leave that voting booth until somebody in that precinct have proved to you that your vote was logged exactly like you cast it. And if they cannot, you demand a paper ballot. You demand a paper ballot. And then all of you veterans groups get together, go to the inner city precincts of these major cities, certainly the ones in the major states, the states that are the, whatever you call them, for the electoral stuff. Get to those states, have people in those precincts, and you'll catch them coming up in vans. You'll catch them going in and out, voting over and over and over. Take a picture of it. Notify, do this very seriously. Don't get in their way. Don't cause a confrontation. But when you get pictures of it, go in and notify the head of the precinct. Tell them that you've seen it. Then you leave there, you call the police immediately, and you have a police report. Then police report. Then you go to Alex Jones, to your site, Alex, or anywhere else they can go, and you log it on any of these sites that provide you a place to log where you've witnessed voter fraud. It's going to come down to that. And I know you say, Alex, well, if we do that, that really won't stop. Listen, these people going and casting these votes are committing a crime, and they know it. And if they think they're being watched, Alex, they'll move on. They won't vote. How do I know? Because I did it. I know what they'll do. I know. You can win this thing. Trump is winning. But you cannot let them convince you. You cannot let them get you sidetracked. They're masters at misdirection.
Oh, that's why they're saying it's intimidation to even do exit polls that's legal and lawful. They're really scared of what you and Roger Stone have talked about. They are really scared of knowing our numbers are out there because we document enough of it. And we have 100 cases on video. We already have 5 or 6. It'll absolutely discredit them no matter what they do. So the full war is happening now. They are full court press with everything they've got. They are hammering 110%, and Comey, bottom line, is hedging his bet in case Trump gets in, that at least he reopen an investigation. Hillary green-lighted that because it diverts off of the Wikileaks and all the rest of the stuff that's happening. They think the FBI is dumb, the people that are good guys in there and good people in there, and so they'll think, oh, we've reopened it, but the good news is from you, they're all seeing right through it.
They're seeing through it, and they're growing. I was told they were growing in numbers every day. Comey's not going to have enough people crooked in the FBI by the time this 8 days is over to suit up a basketball team. I'm telling you, it's there. We can do it. You know, Alex, I'm sorry I'm sick, but I'm doing the best I can. But please, folks have got to help. They've got to help us. We've got to stop them stealing this election, or there will not be another one.
That's right. They're totally going for broke. And I would just add here that the mainstream media is the most shameful group in all this, how they have willfully engaged in a criminal, organized racketeering conspiracy against our republic. I'm not a vindictive person. But here's the thing. We get Trump in, the battle begins. He must immediately, through the Constitution and Bill of Rights, route out these mafias, or they're always going to be trying to bring him down. Trump cannot make a deal with them and then have them back off. We have to deal with them and remove them.
Now, there's one other thing we got to talk about very fast.
But do you agree with me? We do have to remove them, don't we?
You bet. And he can, and we'll talk about that after we win. But I hear a lot of people talking about the Electoral College. Look, don't worry about I know the Electoral College is rigged, but don't worry about that. Let's get through the general vote. When we get through that and Trump wins, Alex, I promise you, we'll come on this program, if I'm still here, we'll come on this program and we'll tell people exactly how to stop them stealing the Electoral College. Do not worry about that at this time. Worry about this election. That's what you focus on. And Alex, if people can help, please give them that PayPal. I need.
That's right. Let me talk about this. Larry is in the hospital. Today I was there making hospital calls in the background. And so you in the hospital? He said, yeah, I'm there. He said everything he can to get the word out. We need to keep this guy alive as long as possible, get the word out. We need to put up his PayPal address on screen. Give that for radio listeners. It's Nichols Live, one word, Nichols Live at AOL.com. Thanks for reminding me, because I told you I wanted to plug that for your medical bills and try to help you out, Larry. You're such a jewel. You better hang on about 10 more years here, buddy. Nichols Live at AOL.com, or send him a check or whatever to Larry Nichols, 58 Kensington Drive, Conway, Arkansas, 72034. Larry, we'll talk to you again a lot this week. Get out of the hospital, and we appreciate you.
You bet, buddy. Thank you.
That guy has been so dead on. He kept saying, she will not be indicted, she will not be indicted. And I talked to some of my other sources and learned they're talking to Nichols as well. We'll be back with Roger Stone with big breaking news. Stay with us.
The right-wing smear machine has gotten Alex Jonesified this election cycle.
There's a guy named Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
From InfoWars.
From InfoWars.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
One of those guys who believes Bigfoot was responsible for 9/11.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs.
The conspiracy du jour, Hillary Clinton is harboring a secret medical condition.
You just had to keep digging, didn't you, Alex?
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign
by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
And this really just is so disgusting.
The juice of these pickles is on you, Alex Jones.
It goes right from Alex Jones, and it shows up in Donald Trump's mouth.
Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama.
The very fringe of the conspiracy movement, like Alex Jones, are being kind of incorporated into the campaign.
If Trump gets elected, he's going to be Secretary of Defense.
I think that Alex Jones is a lunatic.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com. Infowars.com. Bill Clinton's a rapist.
The New World Order sends its regards.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
Now we are introducing a new t-shirt, which I think folks need to get, telling the real truth about Bill Clinton, who is a serial rapist and a user of women.
In another case, it's about groping and fondling and touching against a woman's will. And rape. And rape.
Bill rapes them physically, and then Hillary rapes them psychologically.
He's a rapist.
Absolutely.
He's a public figure. He can go straight to hell.
Get your Bill Clinton rape shirt today at InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-800-253-3139.